From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBICD, Primetime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show. And boy, oh boy, man, I'm telling you what a announcement I have for you guys. As you guys know, I have the show Horsing Around, our Pacific horse racing show and everything like that. I just reached a partnership deal with Stable Duel, so you guys go make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. Sign up for the app. We got a lot of beautiful things going on with that and everything, but I will be covering Santa Anita and Del Mar for that platform, so you guys make sure to check it out. And Horsing Around will be now presented by Stable Duel, now a proud partner of, Prime Wave Media Group and everything of that nature. So pretty much you guys be on the lookout. Big things are ahead, and, just another good deal. And also, just real quick, we've added Paramount Plus as another sponsor and everything like that. So you guys go make sure to check them out and put in the VSX promo code. And you guys can go ahead and get yourself all the benefits, get yourself a nice little deal. I think it's you'll be able to get paid $9.99 a month, or you can go ahead and put in the yearly promo code. I think it's Paramount Plus, and you guys can go ahead and get the program for $50 a year. So pretty much you guys go ahead and check it out. Paramount Plus, they got some awesome things. I saw that they got new Godfather movie up there as well too. So you guys make sure to check that out as well too. So let's get into the world of sports. That's just the business side of things, but business is stepping up, and as you guys can see, the Bears are making moves right now. And I thought Andy Dalton was going to be an insurance piece. It winds up that Mitch Tribusky has left for Buffalo. So pretty much Mitch Trubisky, the number 2 quarterback in the draft a few years back, number 2 pick in the draft actually, has now moved on from the Chicago Bears, and they have signed Andy Dalton to look like the starting quarterback for next season. But I really do think he's there to groom whomever they're going to draft in the first round or the second round, because I know that they will be looking quarterback. So now when you think about it, there must be another quarterback that people are falling in love with. And pretty much I think there's going to be more than 3 quarterbacks going in the first round. We'll probably get about 4 or 5 going in the first round. It feels like it's going to be a quarterback draft in a sense, but signing Andy Dalton is not that bad of a look. Andy Dalton has been to the playoffs more times than the Bears have been to the playoffs in the last 20 years. So come on, let's go ahead and give him a little bit of a chance. He was playing for America's team last year, but he damn near got them to the playoffs as well too. So pretty much when you look at this, Andy Dalton might not be your favorite to be a fit for the Bears, but I think the guy can go ahead and win them some games and win them some tough games as well too, as long as he can get that defense to step it up for him. And when he was really good in Cincinnati, he had really good defenses backing him up as well too. So there it is with that. Andy Dalton has signed with the Bears, and Bears fans, there's something else to be miserable about as well too. And I guess they're all ready to go ahead and fire the head coach and the general manager. But if they have an 11-5 season, they'll be throwing those guys a parade. So let's go ahead and move forward and see that A.J. Green has now signed with the Arizona Cardinals. And looks like that does he have anything left, though? He was absolutely, I would say, putrid last season in Cincinnati. You never heard his name. He was always hurt. And so now he goes to Arizona. Do we still get the all-pro A.J. Green who couldn't drop a pass from a few years ago, or do you get the injury-riddled, kind of nonchalant, kind of not a part of the team player A.J. Green that he was in Cincinnati at the end? What A.J. Green are you going to get? But if he returns to being the A.J. Green that we all know, then you know what? Arizona does have a big shot to go ahead and make some noise in the NFC West. In the NFC in general, I don't know about that yet, because still they have a major fault, and that's their head coach. So pretty much once they can get their system together, if Kingsbury can be, somewhat decent this year, then maybe they'll make the playoffs. But most likely they'll be really good when the next coach gets here, because the team is good. But I just don't think the leader is the right leader for this team. So we'll see how it goes. The Cardinals go ahead and sign A.J. Green. Kind of a shocking move, because a lot of people had him going to the Raiders. Now, this man has been one of the better players in the NFL for the last decade or so. And you know what? He got did dirty by a Washington team that wanted to kind of hold him hostage, but they later went ahead and traded him to San Francisco. And we didn't hear much about Trent last year because San Francisco wasn't really that good. And Trent Williams still had a great season last year, but a lot of it was overshadowed due to the fact that the 49ers really weren't that good. So pretty much Trent Williams goes ahead and finally gets the big contract that he deserves. He signs a $158 million contract, $55 million guaranteed for the next 6 years. This will probably be his final deal in the NFL as well, too. And it's awesome to get that type of money on your final deal in the NFL as well. And Trent Williams looks to be ready to lead this team back into the playoffs. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty good fit here because, Trent Williams is an absolute beast, and he's one of the most underrated players in our league as well, too. He's been to numerous Pro Bowls as well. It's just that he played for the Washington Redskins, and he kind of had a bad attitude. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But congratulations, Trent. You just got paid, and your owner deserves a whole bunch of kudos because, hey, the name of the game is football, but then the business side of it is get as much as you can. All right, so we move forward, and we have our player of the night from last night in the NBA, and it was Luka Doncic, and Luka had himself a game last night. Luka was able to score 42 points last night, dropped 9 dimes, and he had 6 rebounds in a get-back win over the Clippers. And guess what? Dallas does win the season series against the Clippers this year as well, too. And as Kawhi said, another inconsistent night from the Clippers, a team that's trying to get it all the way together. But at the end of the day, though, they keep running into these little pitfalls against teams like Dallas and other teams that they should be beaten. But at the end of the day, though, this one it just wound up being a Luka game and a Luka situation right here. So, man, it's just a very good moment here, and I feel like we're gonna have a lot of good games ahead of us for the Mavericks as well, too. They got off to such a slow start, but they're playing much better basketball at this point. Luka is found a groove, and there's guys on the team now that are stopped spectating, and now they're participating, and you got to love it. So there it is, pretty much Luka Doncic, our player of the night, 42, 9, and 6. And let's see who's going to be our player of the night tonight, because it's going to be a good night as well in the NBA, but we'll get to that later. So let's go ahead and jump into our next subject, and that's 30 teams in 30 days. And let's talk about the team that's off the 5 freeway, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Really, they should just be called the California Angels, or I don't know what they need to be called, but at the end of the day, you're not in L.A. Orange County hates Los Angeles, and Los Angeles County doesn't care too much for Orange County. But I love them both. You know what I mean? I have fun in both of those counties. It is what it is at the end of the day. It's all California, but it's 2 different mind states as well, too, in both of these counties as well. But always remember, this place is 45 minutes away from L.A. It's not right next door, okay, Mr. Tourist? All right, so pretty much this is where Disneyland and everything and all that good stuff is at for that. And all the nice beaches as well, too. All right, so pretty much you got a L.A. Angels team of Anaheim, of whatever, Orange County boys, 26-34, 4th in the AL West last year. They were a competitive team until the end of the season. This team right here can be whatever they want to be this year. They have the type of lineup. They don't have Albert Pujols listed here in the projected lineups because I think he'll be in and out of the lineup because of age. You know what I mean? Albert Pujols has not been the same player since he got to the Angels. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But then you have Mike Trout, the best player in all of baseball. And I'm telling you right now, Mike Trout is projected to have another MVP season. 44 home runs, 115 RBIs, 114 runs, and 12 stolen bases. And he's still wasting his career on the Angels. So pretty much at the end of the day, man, I'm telling you, this one is going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those seasons. The Angels are going to have to step it up. The Angels are going to have to be much better than they've been. And I just really feel like this team needs to step it up this year because they're wasting Mike Trout's best years, honestly. They need to start winning now. You don't want to be like the Giants winning at the end of your great legend's career. That's what they did when they had Barry. Well, they started winning bigger games and getting to the World Series and things of that nature. But you want to see Mike Trout in the World Series eventually. Will it be with the Angels? Hopefully. But can it be with another team? Probably so. But seriously, Mike Trout demands a lot of attention, and we got to really respect where this man is coming from. He is a gem in this era, and if the Angels could be a better team, baseball could probably sell a little bit more to the mainstream audience as well too, because then you have a guy like this in a superhero form. Now you got a player that they brought in to really complement Trout, and that's going to be Anthony Rendon. And Anthony Rendon is didn't have an Anthony Rendon season like he had in Washington to get all the money he got paid to come to Orange County. But all in all, though, I think his second season, he should be really good. So pretty much when it comes down to it, Anthony Rendon, 287 batting average, 28 home runs, 99 RBIs, 92 runs. If he can lead the American League in hits again like he did when he led the National League in hits and helped the Washington Nationals get to a World Series, then this can be something that can be huge for this team. And then they still got Shane Atoy. Maybe it was a waste of money, but he does bring a very versatile skill set to you, a guy who can pitch and hit and who's an absolute legend over in Japan as well too. So we're going to see. The Angels have every player and every type of inkling that shows that they can be a very good team and actually win this division. But we're going to see. We're going to see. So at the end of the day, that is what we see in the Angels. And the Angels, I honestly think they can be the first place team in this division. They can win this division this year, but they got to believe. All right. So I'm going to take the over 83.5 wins here, and we'll go from there. All right. So there it is with the 30 teams in 30 days. All right. Before we go to our commercial real quick, let's go ahead and check out our sponsor, hatclub.com. And with hatclub.com, you guys can go ahead and get the drip. If you spend $50 or better, you guys can go hit the link in the show description and you guys can get 10% off. Once again, that's hatclub.com. Any orders $50 or better, you guys can get a 10% discount on that. All right, so we will be right back with the Premier Sports Betting Show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only race to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube. All right, it's time to talk tourney. It's March Madness time, and it's the West Coast Basketball West Bracket. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Gonzaga, you've came a long way, guys. You guys at one point were a 13 seed and, had to win your West Coast Conference and beat teams of the likes of like Pepperdine and Loyola Marymount and all those good schools from back in the day. And then you found yourself kind of a dynasty situation. Now you find yourself for the third time in like the last 4 years as the number one team in the West bracket. And this time around, you're the number one overall team in the West bracket as well, too. So pretty much with that, we have ourselves Gonzaga waiting on the winner of today's game between Appalachian State and with Appalachian State and with the Norfolk State. And pretty much here, it doesn't really matter who wins this playing game today. Gonzaga is going to absolutely trash them. So, we can move on and already just talk about what's going on with Oklahoma and Missouri, a game that's going to be actually very vital towards a lot of big things come Saturday and everything like that. You have Oklahoma, one of their better players, are out next week as well, too, this week for that game. And then Mizzou, a team that a lot of people have slept on. At one point were the number 10 team in the nation. Now you have Oklahoma and Missouri facing off former Big 12 rivals as well, too. So pretty much at the end of the day, this one's going to wind up being a really, really good game. And I really do feel like we can go ahead and get ourselves put into the position to where this can get us right where we want to be and everything like that. So Oklahoma, Missouri, this one is a very good game. It's a toss-up. And this team, one of these teams can be the reason why Gonzaga doesn't make it to the second weekend. Gonzaga, once they get past this first round, every round to me for Gonzaga is going to be a true test. If they really are going to win this national championship, they're going to have to be impressive, almost more than impressive to me, to really go ahead and actually cement that flag and get themselves a national championship. It doesn't matter if you're the number one overall seed. Now you have all the pressure, and it's going to be tough because everybody's going to bring their best shot. But I think that when we get down to it, Missouri winds up getting a big win here because vital players are out for Oklahoma. And so pretty much you need to have all hands in the tournament, and Oklahoma doesn't, and Missouri does. All right, so we move on to our next matchup, which is going to be Creighton and UC Santa Barbara. And UC Santa Barbara and Creighton, on the other hand, this one's going to wind up being a real good one because you have Creighton, a team that should be pretty mad about what happened last week in the Garden. Pretty much they had their eyes set on winning that tournament and wound up blowing that tournament at the same time. So pretty much they come into this game with the idea saying that, okay, we can shake that off and we'll get it all together in this one. After the way they got beat up on, I don't know if their psyche's ever going to come back. And you know what? They had a big issue with their coach as well, too. The coach said some words that he shouldn't have said, and coach got suspended for that. He's been forgiven by the team, but it happened. And pretty much it still seems like it's lingering just a little bit, and guys aren't playing as hard for him as they did before. And literally we can say, yeah, they got outplayed by Georgetown last Saturday, but there's a lot of guys on the team that still got some deep animosity for coach, and it just hasn't boiled over, but they're still pretty mad about what happened. And you could see in their body language they could care less about winning that game once they got down 20 points. So if they come up with that attitude against a dangerous UC Santa Barbara, because people have to understand when a Big West team is a 12 or 11, they're a really good team. And UC Santa Barbara is a very good team. And I think that UC Santa Barbara actually pulls off the upset. So there it is. I got a 12 going to the next round. I think Creighton is a one and done, and I love UC Santa Barbara in the spot. Let's see how it shakes out. All right, we got Virginia and Ohio up next. And Virginia and Ohio, this one is going to be a doozy because you got Virginia and Ohio, these two teams going at it, where you got the national champion, and they are going to be seen as still the national champion until somebody puts them out. Then Ohio has this kid who reminds me a lot of Delonte West, but he could be a bit better. He might be a better passer than Delonte West, but they look just alike, and they're kind of similar in story as well too. But I don't think this kid is as mentally gone as, say, Delonte was in a sense. But this guy right here, though, he can play. And Preston is a bad boy. He led Ohio to an upset win over Buffalo as well, too. He can do some damage here in this game, but I think Virginia is just going to be way too much. And after being put out of the tournament because of Covet, their ACC tourney because of Covet, and they were the 1 seed, this is going to be a big chip on their shoulder, and they're going to come into this game, and Ohio's going to have to play the perfect game to win this. I think Virginia's going to wind up advancing here. So I feel like Saturday we're going to get a Virginia UCSB matchup and a Gonzaga Mizzou matchup, okay? So with that, we will be right back, and this is the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live. And
the Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the Group 2 for the West bracket, and this is the Primetime Angles Live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the premier sports betting show. Now, man, this is going to be a doozy here with Drake and Wichita State today. This is a real toss-up game, but I'm going to lean towards Wichita State in this spot today. I think Wichita State will wind up getting themselves a good win here. And I'm really on it today. I think Wichita State, they have the pedigree, they have the resume to really go ahead and move forward here. And Drake is good. Drake had a really good run and everything like that. But they got a little tired here at the end of the year, and they got a little exposed here at the end of the year as well, too, because when they lost pretty bad. So I think if Wichita State can go on a nice little run here, they can probably go ahead and end this one a bit early. So I do like Wichita State to go ahead and make that move tonight and advance to play USC, who does pose the danger of being one of the toughest teams in this tournament as well, too. But I think USC is a bit overrated as well, too. So at the end of the day, USC better be on alert because they can get beat by Wichita State here as well. But I think USC is going to have just enough, and they'll win a very close game against Wichita State. But if they are to play Drake, they'll probably go ahead and blow them out. So, you know, Evan Mobley is going to be getting a lot of attention, a lot of spotlight because he was the Pac-12 Player of the Year, and he's possibly going to be on the first-team All-American as well. So pretty much I got USC advancing if they are to play somebody like Drake. And if they play Wichita State, it's going to be a toughie. So it's a 50-50 toss-up in my opinion. But if USC is to move along, they won't be beating Kansas. Let's go ahead and jump into that one right there. Kansas is going to be on an absolute mission after being put out of their tournament. And I'm telling you right now, I truly do think Kansas would have won the Big 12 because they were really angling towards that. And we were giving you guys all the signs in the world that Kansas was making a big run from watching the show. You guys know that. We covered like all the Kansas games literally the last few weeks because they were playing against some of the best teams in the country at the time. So they got the big win against Baylor, which they needed for their confidence boost. And then they got a big time win to start off their tournament. And then you get the BS going, and then they have to step out of the tournament. So pretty much they've been rested. And now they got more motivation, and I feel like Billy Self is going to be on. He's going to take this team on a monster run. And all in all, I actually have them winning this bracket as well too. But I think it starts with Eastern Washington with a absolute crushing of the boys from the Northwest. So we're going to see how it goes. And I love Kansas in this spot. Let's see how it shakes out. Kansas should really run away with this one and be ready for a big game Saturday against either USC or Wichita State. All right, but still Drake has to be considered. I know a lot of people are betting Drake today, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everybody has this idea and they'll follow the trend. Somebody told them to follow that team, so go ahead and follow them down the well. That's all I can say. But I'll be on the other side. All right, so we move forward and we have ourselves Oregon, VCU. Oregon, the number one seed in the Pac-12 tournament, but they were put out by the champion, arch rival, Oregon State. So Oregon's coming into this one with a bit of a chip on their shoulder as well, too. VCU's coming in here with a bit of a we have to prove ourselves again. A team that went to the Final Four almost a decade ago made one of the biggest runs in all of college basketball history for a lower seed, a double-digit seed. I think VCU sitting at the same spot they were sitting at literally when they went to their last national championship. I think what happens here is that I'm not national championship, but the last Final Four they went to. I think that VCU absolutely goes ahead and pulls off an upset here against an Oregon team that was motivated and everything like that, but they just had a really inconsistent season. And when you kind of inconsistent the way Oregon is, I think that VCU will come up in here and shock the world and get a big upset over Oregon. But we will see come Saturday. So let's see how that one shakes out, and we move forward to Iowa and Grand Canyon. And Iowa and Grand Canyon. Okay, so Iowa has the leading scorer in the nation in Luka Garza. And Luka Garza is one of the best big men that's come around in a while. You know, the guy knows how to play the position, and he gets me excited because he shows me that the big man position isn't dead. We don't have to rely on threes to be that guy. And Luka Garza just plays the game the correct way. And I think that he's going to have a monster game against Grand Canyon if he can stay out of foul trouble here. And this will be a good start for Iowa, but Iowa's going to be on the upset alert pretty much the whole tournament, in my opinion, until they get to like the Elite Eight, then when they will be the dog. So, you know, pretty much if they get past Grand Canyon, which I don't think should be an issue, it's going to be tough to get past VCU or Oregon. And then to think about that you may have to play Kansas or USC in the next round, that's going to be tough as well, too. So I don't know if they're going to be able to pass all those tests, but they do look somewhat like a Sweet 16 team, and they look like a one-weekend team as well, too. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out, and that's the West bracket for you right there. And real quick, I know I'm even catching my guy off guard with this one right here, but here goes 5 teams I feel like you can go ahead and trust as a double-digit seed somewhat, you know, because this is wide open, 50-50, you can go either way. I would say that number 12, Georgetown, is a good selection. I would say that number 11, Syracuse, is a great selection. I would also say that, you know, all in all, I know that I don't have them winning in the first round, but you know what? I might have them winning in the first round on another bracket that I have here. Number 14, Colgate, because as I told Mike yesterday, they play with a lot of patience. And when you have a team that plays with a lot of patience, that's a dangerous team, in my opinion. And also, number 2, a team that you might not see coming as well, Cleveland State. They had a great run at the end as well, too. And number one, I just talked about them. UC Santa Barbara. They could be a team that makes it all the way to the Sweet 16. I don't have them going to the Elite 8, but I think that they can make a good run to the Sweet 16 if they can go ahead and play the same type of basketball they played over the last 6 weeks. All right, so there it is with that. That's a wrap up on our brackets. And pretty much, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and release my bracket a little bit later on tonight. I have one with Mike, but I do have one that I'm going to put out as well, too, that you guys can see. And then I'm going to have some mixed up as well. And then for my clients, you guys already know, you guys are going to be getting some special plays tomorrow that the public won't be getting, okay? So be on the lookout for that. But we will have ourselves, as usual, a dog pick 4 and a primetime pick 6 tomorrow for the first day of the tourney. Well, today is the first day, but the first actual day of the tourney where we got all the games that really, really matter. But tonight, you guys will see in a moment what I brewed up with talking tickets. But before that, we got to go ahead and talk about the NBA, right? But before that, we got to go ahead and talk about Fubo and then go to a commercial. So, so at the end of the day, Fubo TV, you guys check it out. Start your free trial on me. You guys can go ahead and get 7 days free. And if you guys want to sign up, it's $55 a month. Once again, that's Fubo TV. Start your free trial today. You guys will be able to get all these games on TBS, TNT, True TV, and CBS. You can go ahead and watch the replays of it on ESPN and ESPN Deportes and just all the ESPNs, even the ESPN Ocho is a part of it, I think, so it is what it is, man. You guys go ahead and check it out. And also horse racing fans and bettors, they have TVG and TVG2 as well. So, hey, it is what it is. Guys, go ahead and check out Fubo TV. And this is the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And this is the Primetime Angles Live.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube. All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And you guys already know what time it is. It is time for the NBA Thursday preview, and these are my 5 games for you for the day. And up first, we got the Jazz at the Wizards. And pretty much with this one, you have a Jazz team that's been playing some decent basketball in the month of March, but they were absolutely crushing the game. Before that, they were one of the better teams in the NBA for some time. Like, I think they had lost 3 games from January 1st until about maybe the start of March. You know what I mean? They were consistently winning. That's why they're now 29-10, still hold the best record in the West for now, until the Lakers just pretty much go ahead and go on their little run. So it is what it is. You got the Jazz 16-4 versus the East this year, 5-1 versus division in the Southeast, and they're 8-4 versus the East on the road as well too. You got the Wizards 9-8 versus the West, 5-1 versus division the Northwest, and they're 5-3 versus the West at home. So that's working out pretty well for the Wizards, that they're doing much better against the Western Conference than they are against the Eastern Conference, because if you compare it, you got 9-8 versus the West, and then overall your record's 14-25. So you guys get the point. All right, so when you look at it, it looks like this could be a game that a lot of people will be overlooking the Wizards in a sense to win the game, but they won't be overlooking them to cover in the game, because once again, their record already shows up against this division and against teams like Utah as well too. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Brad Beal can get us home with a good game tonight here if he's available, and Westbrook will be there. So we'll see how it goes. He always has some good games against Utah. So we move forward from there, and let's go ahead and get into our next game. Our next game is going to be the Thunder at the Hawks, and the Thunder coming into this game as a team that's kind of struggling right now, 17-23, 6-8 versus the East, 3-3 versus this division, the Southeast, and 5-5 versus the East on the road. So they're really a middling team. Even though they're 6 games below 500, they still scrap and scrape. And if they're in a game, they're going to be in the game with you, okay? They're not going to just go away like that. But if you get to them early and you just kind of punch them in the gut, that's when they'll go away. So it's been two different teams with OKC a lot of times this year, but hopefully they can be the team tonight that gets a good upset over this Hawks team that has their own struggles against the Western Conference. But one thing that's working for the Hawks right now is they've won their last 6 in a row. They're 6-0 in the month of March as well too. And I'm looking at this team, they're 6-8 versus the West, and they're 3-3 versus this division, the Northwest. So they're in a 500 situation as well too. So everything, when you look at it on paper, it breaks down evenly. But when you look at the spread, you would think that Atlanta can run away with this thing. I think not. I think that OKC will be right there, and they will wind up being our dog bet of the day. So there it is. The Thunder, we're going to take them, and the Thunder are our dog bet of the day. So pretty much it will probably look funny when we put it up, but that's no fault of my guy. That's my fault. All right, so we move forward. Let's talk about the Magic and the Knicks. And the Magic and the Knicks had themselves a pretty good game going today. And actually, for the first time in a long time, the Magic have actually been stonewalled pretty hard by the Knicks this season. The Knicks have had their way with the Magic. Magic coming here as a 7-point dog, over under 208.5 tonight as well too. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. The Knicks look like they want to go in here and rip off the Orlando's head one more time. But you know what? It is what it is. Orlando can step it up in this game, have themselves a nice game here. And, pretty much we'll just go from there with that. And I think that this one, when you look at it, let me see my notes for this one, because I do have notes for it. Yes, I do. The Magic, 3-7 in their last 10, 5-12 on the road, 5-5 for the Knicks in their last 10, 11-7 at home. So, yep, that's a pretty good number there for the Knickerbockers at home. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll move from there. We got the Wolves at the Suns now. Wolves coming in here as a 10-point dog. Suns coming in here as one of the hotter teams in the NBA right now. The Wolves 2-8 in their last 10, 4-17 on the road, while you have a Suns team that's 8-2 in their last 10, 13-7 at home. So we will see how it goes tonight. I think that the Timberwolves are actually pretty much due for a win, but it might not come here. But they've been playing good basketball this week as well too. They took the Lakers to the limit until the Lakers pulled away. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe they can go ahead and surprise the Suns tonight. But, if they win, you heard it here first that it was a possibility. All right, so we move forward. Let's talk about the Pelicans and the Blazers. The Pelicans coming in here red hot, and the Blazers are coming in here decent. And I think that this matchup is a very good one tonight as well, too. But I think what happens here is that it's going to be a scoreboard watching type game. And the winner will be the team that wants it more in the last 5 minutes, in my opinion. I think they're going to go back and forth here. And then in the last 5 minutes, will settle this game right there. We got an over-under at 241 tonight. So that means that a lot of us are looking at the scoreboard tonight. But I think the Blazers protect their house and go ahead and get themselves a very good win tonight against the Pelicans as a slight favorite. All right, so pretty much let's go ahead and get into talking tickets. And with their talking ticket, oh, yes. Oh, before starting talking tickets, let me not forget State of the Lakers. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Because, my Laker Nation people going to get mad at me if I don't talk State of the Lakers because, everybody think they the head coach of the team. I'm just over here just being a person that watches the team and critiques them in the correct fashion and form. So there it is. We got a good win against Minnesota the other night. Now we got little LaMelo in town, and little LaMelo is looking to avenge his brother and show the Lakers that the Ball brothers do know how to play. And you shouldn't have never traded my bro, but I'll probably be there in a few years with y'all too. So it is what it is. But LaMelo will be in town tonight. He's not too worried about it. You know that he played against Kyle Kuzma, a ton. He was at the Laker facility a ton. So, he's very familiar with the Laker franchise. So I know he would like to get a big win for Pops tonight just to show that, we are who we are. But I think that the Hornets will be falling short tonight. The Lakers are in that mode. LeBron said that it's time to turn it on. And he has turned it on. The Lakers have gotten themselves big wins the last 2 nights. And as I said before, the Lakers are literally averaging a nice amount of points a game. The Lakers are damn near averaging about 135 nightly now. I mean, for this week. So when you look at it, you can say to yourself that, hey, the Lakers are in good shape. They're going to take advantage of these weaker teams on the schedule. And by the time AD comes back, the Lakers will be in a much comfortable position moving forward as the 1 seed or the Pacific Division champions. The Lakers are taking their time, and they're doing it just like how a great racehorse would do in a stakes race. You don't need to get to the front and be the front runner. What you want to do is you want to finish strong on the stretch, and that's exactly what the Lakers are about to do. They're powering up right now as we speak, and you guys keep asking for trades left and right, but why? The Lakers are fine. Okay, so with that, I think we'll have ourselves a really good game tonight. So make sure you tune in to watch the Lakers take on little LaMelo. And I'm telling you, this would have been a sellout tonight at Staples because a lot of people want to see what LaMelo had to offer. And does LeBron get a third straight triple-double? We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and get into talking tickets. And up first, we got TCU, Texas Southern, with the even money. And then we got Appalachian State with the minus 160 tonight. And Wichita State plus 130. Also got North Carolina State tonight plus 105. Then we have Boise State with the minus 120. And then I'm going to go against everybody who feels like this team was going to win tonight because there's way too much money going on one side. And when I saw 90% of the money and 85% of the action is going on Michigan State, oh, no, I don't need that. Give me UCLA. And I think UCLA can actually beat them by double digits or better tonight. Michigan State's been an absolutely disappointment tonight. If they beat me, oh, well, they beat me. But UCLA, I got faith in you. I got your back, brother. So let's go ahead and do it for the coast, and y'all get yourself a big win and then whip up on BYU come Saturday, okay? How about that? So that's a 59-1 ticket. I like it. I hope you do too. And let's go ahead and see if we can cash it. All right, we move on to the NBA Super High Five. And as I said before, the Thunder will be our dog of the day today, not the Hawks. So the plus 225 will be on the Thunder. The Thunder are our play of the day. So disregard this the the Hawks as the money line. So you guys, and if you guys have a brand, if you guys are thinking, you know that makes total sense that it's not the Hawks, knowing that they're the favorite. Okay, so pretty much the Thunder are our dog of the day today. We got the plus 11.5 on the Wizards as well. We got the over 206.5 on the Magic and the Knicks, and then we also have the under 230 with the Wolves and the Suns, and then we have the Blazers money line minus 115, and that will be a 42-1 ticket right there. All right, so you guys go ahead and make these bets over at U-Wager, where the world bets at, and you guys go ahead and use our new promo code VSXPOP. So once again, that's VSXPOP. So once again, you guys can go to U-Wager, put in these tickets, and then see how it goes for you for the day, okay? So with that, we will be back tomorrow for our Friday and final show of the week. And you guys make sure to tune in, because I'm going to have some great plays in the NCAA for you tomorrow, some great NBA plays for you as well, too. We'll have a little NFL talk, and then I'm going to be talking some boxing as well, too. So with that, as I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. And as always, the movement is moving. So there is no me without you. So let's just keep doing what we do. All right. So this is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, and I'm the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, and I'll be right back at you tomorrow. And I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.